I wanted to come on here and talk about something that it's very personal to me, and I don't like to talk about my personal stuff. But I feel like I originally started coming online to talk about like my son's diagnosis because I feel like when I was pregnant, I couldn't relate to anyone, right? But the truth is, it never gets easier. I thought we would get to a point in time where his diagnosis would get a little bit easier because I thought, like, okay, people would tell me, oh, it gets easier when they get older. It doesn't get easier. You know why it doesn't get easier? Because they're more aware of things. They ask questions. They have feelings. They have big feelings. And then it's hard knowing how to comfort them, how to explain what's going on, how to make them feel like it's not going to happen again, even though it might. Like, for example, my son has a rare diagnosis. He has brittle bones, right? So, for many of you guys that don't know, with his diagnosis, he can break at any given moment, like literally from anything. Like one wrong step, or if he's standing wrong, if somebody steps on him, he can get hurt. If someone, like let's say someone's playing with him and they land on him, he can get hurt. It's a lot. It's a lot. I used to refer to well, I still refer to him as my little bottle of wine that I wish I could bubble wrap. I'm not gonna cry on here because I don't know half of you in person, but let me get my feelings together. Cause one thing I'm not gonna do is cry on here. But as I was saying, um, this is heavy on my heart because ew. And I don't do this for attention. I don't do this for anyone to feel bad for us or for me. Because I always think that it could be worse, right? It could be worse. I like to think that we have it, we've managed it, and like he's gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay. But I have feelings, you know. I'm allowed to cry. Like yesterday, I cried in front of him. I probably shouldn't have because I think I made things worse. But I freaked out. I thought he had hurt his spine, so I cried. And then once I cried, I feel like he was worried more about me than himself. But I pretty much am just coming on here to ask, like, if you guys have children who have a rare diagnosis and like they have a traumatic event that happens, how do you explain it to them? Because he's only 3. I can't take him to counseling, you know? But he's so smart. So smart. He's so emotionally intelligent. He asks us questions. He's well aware. I had to pause for a second because I don't want to look back and cringe over this, but I feel like I really need this because I would wish that somebody that like works with children would just tell me like how can you help your kids, you know? Like I'm always reading about his condition. I connect with other parents and I've asked other parents who have kids that are similar to Aiden, like, how do you help them? How do you explain to them? And I mean, they can relate because they have children with OI, and they tell me like, you know, it gets easier as they get older, but I feel like it doesn't. It doesn't because like last night after this all happened, we did go to the emergency room, but I felt like at night he was having a nightmare from what happened. Like it was like if he was crying, it's like he wasn't fully awake because he was asleep. But it definitely scared him, and I mean this happens every time that he either fractures or thinks he fractures. But I don't like what it does to him after either, like I feel like it traumatizes him, and we don't want that for our kids. Like, I don't want him to ever worry, because that's not his job to worry. It's my job to worry and protect him, but it just sucks when you can't protect them from a health condition that they have, I can be there to hold him, cry with him, be his mom, but it just sucks when you can't, like, physically take it away, So I'm just like if any of you like work with kids, and like what would you tell them? Like, how would you explain it to them? Because I mean, I do talk to him. I've always talked to him like he's a little adult, because I feel like he understands, and like he takes it in. Like, he looks at me, he takes it in. But like today, like he's already clingy, because I mean, he's a toddler, he's clingy with me, but I feel like today it was, anytime that something like this happens, he's extra clingy, because he's scared. And I don't know, if you're a mom that has a child with I know how you feel. I know how you feel. I really do. I don't know that it gets easier. I honestly feel like for me, it was easier when they were smaller, because they wouldn't ask questions, and you wouldn't feel like you're saying the wrong things. And when they can tell you that it hurts, dude, it makes your heart sink to your stomach. It really does. It makes your heart sink to your stomach, because you're just like, why? Like, I don't understand why these type of things have to happen to kids. Kids shouldn't have to go through pain. They shouldn't have to worry about anything. They should just worry about being a kid. But it sucks when you can't let your child fully be a kid, because they're always at risk of breaking something. So yeah, I just wanted to come on here and like be open about how I feel, because I feel like there's someone out there that can relate, whether it be the same condition that Aiden has, or maybe something else. It's okay to cry. I felt like for a while I wouldn't cry, I would hold it in. But then when it would get to a point where I would burst, and it was just so bad. I would make myself feel sick. But I could tell you, like, my nervous system, it's all jacked up, because I'm just constantly like flight or fight mode, and I'm just like always worried. But just know that you're not alone if you're watching this. And yeah, if you guys have any advice on how to explain things, or how to talk to a 3-year-old, how to help them move on past this, because we had an experience where he broke his leg, and we had setbacks. It was like when he had barely turned a year old, and he had to have surgery because of his fracture, and he stopped talking for a while, because he was so like, it was just so traumatic. And I hate it. Like, I feel like I get PTSD from any of that stuff, and I freaking hate it. I don't wish it upon anyone. I really don't. So yeah.